Hey guys, welcome to level one. So we're in Blender, and in this video, we are going to be learning how to create some objects in Blender, and we're going to get an introduction into the Toon shader, a very simple Toon shader in Blender. So if that sounds fun, let's get it started. So before we begin, the shortcuts will be shown, the shortcuts or the keys that I press will be shown at the bottom of the screen. And with that said, let's begin. Oh, one more thing. This is the concept. This is what we'll be creating, right? This fruit thing. So I did a little research, and I think it was created by this person, this artist, Elia Colombo. So thank you, and we will learn to create this little guy. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is import the image into Blender, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn this into the image editor because I don't think I'll be using it for now. I'm going to get the image, this, and then I'll place it in here so I can reference it. So let's begin. I'm going to start by creating this backpack thing first. And if you notice, it looks like it's a ball, right? But it looks like it has been pulled at the top. So let's just create the ball first. What I'm going to do is press Ctrl 2 so that it applies a subdivision modifier of 2 levels, and I'm going to apply that. Ctrl A to apply it. You can see the shortcuts and the keys I press at the bottom of the screen. So you can see that it's flat here. So I'm going to shrink. It's flat at the front. So the 3D cursor, it's already at the center, and I want to scale according with respect to the 3D cursor. So I'm going to change it to 3D cursor. I'm going to select these. And if you didn't notice, I am in X-ray mode with Alt Z. I use a lot of shortcuts. So Alt Z, select these and scale S, and on the y-axis press 0. So we have that. And now I'm going to take these 2 vertices here, go to the front view, and I'm going to scale. I'm going to pull them up, but with proportional editing. So click on proportional editing, connected only, and let's go. So G, move it up a little bit, and yeah, that's fine. So you see, it kind of looks like the guy a little already, and I'm going to add 1 level of subdivision with Control 1, or you can just come here and add subdivision surface modifier with 1 level, and I'm going to shade smooth. Yeah, and I think it looks good, but I want this edge to be a little bit sharper than this, and I could add a loop cut with Control and move it close to the edge so it's sharper. But I like to keep things procedural, so I'm going to show you a little way to achieve that. So I'll do that. Double click on this, or Alt click on it to select the loop, and I'm going to press the N tab, come to this item panel, and under main bevel weight set it to 1. Okay, now come to the bevel modifier, put it on top of the sub D modifier, and you see that it does some weird things, but just change this angle to weight so that it uses this weight value. Let's put it on 1. This weight value that we added earlier. So it takes it into consideration and it only applies the bevel to this. So right now, what this modifier is doing is adding a subdivision level of 1 to this edge, but I want it to be 2. And then I want to reduce the distance. So you see it's a little bit sharper now. And yeah, we have this back. Now let's try to create the guide itself. Let me just increase this length a little bit. So G Z. Let me just change this back to medium point GZ. Move it up into this the influence. And yeah, that's fine. Now let's create another ball. You can use the UV square, but I like to use a cube. Control 2 for and then scale it down a little bit. So let's just eyeball it. Look at the reference. And let's just say something around this and move it up a little. And yeah, apply it. Now go to edit mode. If you notice, I entered isolation mode with this key. You see the key down here. So if you notice, it's not really a perfect ball. So to fix that, just press the F3 to search. And oh, I've already recorded this tutorial once already, so that's why. So just press to sphere, and yeah, you see this option, click on it and then press 1. So you see it snapped and now it's as an actual ball. Now I don't since this is a beginner tutorial and an introduction, I don't want to have to mess with a lot of topology and all that stuff. So let's use booleans. Now what are booleans? Okay, now click on this. What you want to do is click on this and move this up a little bit, and then you're going to choose the boolean modifier. The boolean modifier, all it does is, okay, what we were going to use it for is to cut this shape, the shape of this ball into this. So difference, and then click on this. Now it's created the hole, but you can't see it. So let's hide this for now. See, it created the hole, but it looks really janky. Maybe yeah, it looks janky, but yeah, let me hide this. Shade smooth. Maybe add one level of saturation to it, so it's cleaner. And now let's see. Let me hide this again. I mean, it doesn't look it doesn't look too bad. So let's shade auto smooth, and now it looks better. So yeah, do that. So we are not messing with the topology, it's still there. If you go to edit mode, it's still there, but this boolean is just cutting this hole there. Now the ball is gone, but we want it back. So let's unhide everything again. What you're going to do is duplicate the ball. Now it's still selected. So shift and click on this and enter isolation mode. Now I want this ball. You know, there are two balls now. I want to take this ball and just give it only one function, and the function is to cut into this backpack thing. So since that's all it's doing, I'm going to click on this back. I'm going to click on the ball and just go to the viewport display and change it from textured to wire. No, yeah, to wire. I mean, to wire. Well, it's fine to wire. Sure. Or bounce. Let's use bounce so it doesn't disturb us too much. Sorry about that. So um so let's scale this up a little bit. Okay, I think we grabbed the wrong ball, but it doesn't matter. So click on this. If you grab the wrong ball, click on this, go to the modifier again and deselect this and click on this new ball. Now you see it works. So we just scale it up a little bit because the hole should be slightly bigger than the ball. So scale it up a little bit and we have that. Maybe just add one bevel modifier. Nah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. So we have that. Now let's go back to, let's leave isolation mode. Okay, maybe reduce the size of the hole a little bit. You see, let's reduce it. And yeah, we have the ball. This is good. We are progressing gradually. Now, let's create the legs. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking very good. Let's create the legs. I'm going to use a cube again. So we'll create the cube, scale it down a little, move it to the side and bring it down a little. Grab this in X-ray mode, grab these, right? Bring them down a little bit. Okay, not a little bit, but a lot. So just look at the reference. Maybe let's say this length. Okay. Um, add one level of subdivision to it. Now it's no, just add a loop cut in the center. Add one here and move it very close to the bottom here. So we want to create the little foot. So move this down a little. Now for these edges, just like the other time, let's grab them and give them a bevel weight of 1. So do that. Give them a bevel weight of 1, right? And then obviously you add the bevel modifier and move it to the top. Change the angle to weight, and that looks pretty decent. Change this to 2 and reduce the amount. Okay, not bad. Now let us create a little foot. So grab these faces. I went a little fast there. So grab these faces, these one faces, and extrude slightly. Okay, and then bring this down. Bring this down. Okay. Oh, that looks okay. So grab this and scale it on the x-axis. And there we go. A little foot. So shade smooth, and maybe give these 2 subdivision levels. That doesn't look so bad. Okay. Okay, so you see, we have a little problem here. Is because this shouldn't have the weight. This, not this. But these 2 should have it. So, wait, make it 1. So you see, that looks kind of better. I mean, it's not giving us what we want, but let me add 1 loop cut here. Nah, I need that. Let's not use the bevel. Use the bevel. Okay, and let's just use the manual method, add the loop cut down here. So I think I'm going to leave this editing so you see that the creation process is not linear. You have to do some tweaking here and there. You know what I mean? So move this to the front a little bit, scale it on the x-axis. Yeah, we have a little boot. Now that we have removed the bevel, we need to add a loop cut to the top here, right? And then we can just select the whole thing and remove the bevel weight because they are useless. So we have the leg. It's a little bit thin and backward. So G, Y, move it to the front, and then Alt S to fatten it up. Feel me? Fatten it up and move it to the front. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. Let's add the second leg. For now, we use the mirror modifier to add the second leg. So mirror it over. And there we go. Now, if your mirror isn't working for some reason, that means you moved your object in object mode. So you have 2 options. It's either you Control A, let's say, how do I explain it? Let's say you accidentally move this, okay, and you want the mirror to be in this same spot but over here. Obviously, it won't work. So you can either select it and Control A, apply all transforms, see it jumps back, undo that, or you select this and the mirror object, just make it this ball thing, and yeah, that's the same thing. So since I didn't move mine in object mode, I can just leave it as it is. Maybe spread the legs a little bit. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. Maybe reduce the length of the legs a little, bring it up. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now let's create the ends. Okay, why not? Let's create the ends. For the ends, since they are like robbery, if you know what I mean, I would like to use a different method, and this is an opportunity to introduce you to the skin modifier. It's awesome. Just trust me. It's really awesome. I must cause there. So um, let's use a cube. Doesn't matter. Just use anything. Now select the whole thing with A and M. Merge at center. Okay. Now you see. Maybe you can't see, but let's isolation would grab it. A to grab everything. It's supposed to be there, but it's acting weird. Let me delete that and redo it. Um, let's use a plane instead. So plane. Okay. Edit mode, and let's just delete one side. Good. This is better. So we have this two left, right? This. Okay. Just move this to the side to where the hands are supposed to be. Okay. It's too big, so scale it down. Test. Okay. Put it roughly where it's supposed to be. Now, for the awesome modifier, you add the skin modifier, right? Okay. And okay, you see, it looks like we have a cube, right? But it's creating geometry around these vertices. So to scale down this cube, because the ants are obviously too big, you don't use S because that's weird. To like scale down the cube and reduce the fatness, you press Control A. So Control A, just drag it down. Not bad. Now we need to pose the hand like this. The hand should be near the face. Let me just come here, image, flip image horizontally so we can see it from this side. Okay. So I'll try to position my viewport roughly in the same angle. And oh, one more thing we should have done, come to the view and change this focal length to 85 or so, so that the image does not look distorted. Okay, good. Now we'll select this. Okay, and okay, so select this and let's subdivide. Control. We have this, but you see, when I moved it to, to the side, like it looks like an elbow, right? But move this, it's blocky. I want it to look, rubberish, if you will. It should be elasticy. Okay, this is weird. You know what I mean? So we want to make it smoother. What we can do is, keep adding more geometry, but that's what lame people do. What what you just do is add Control 1 and add subdivision, but it's still blocky. It's just smoother. But move this in front of this and look at this. It's a lot smoother. See the movement. See what I mean? Smoother. You can make it 2 to make it even more smooth. See the difference? But I will keep it at 1 for now. And to make this smooth like the arm, add another subdivision modifier. You can decide to subdivide it to you can decide to go to the modifier stack and select it again, or you can do it like the cool kids, aka me, and sorry, I had to attend to something. So like I was saying, you can decide to go through the boring method and select it here, but no, you can just over this and press Shift D. It will duplicate it, right? And then move it down. Look at that. Now enter edit mode and Control A, fatten it up a little bit more. And there, I bet you're already trying to shade smooth, but it doesn't work. Nah, you have to shade smooth inside the modifier, the skin modifier. So click on this, and it's smooth. And let's put this on 2, so it's smoother. The bottom one, not the first one. Now let's try to pose this. Okay, let's try them. Okay. So it's coming from here. I'm going to enable snapping for now. Another thing to learn, snapping. Snapping is your friend, people. Snapping is your friend. So enable snapping, change it to face project. I'm using Blender 3.0, I think. So it might be different in yours, but enable face project. Click on move, rotate, and scale, and then project in the origins. You can leave the rest for now. So click on this and to snap onto it. Um, Dissolve this. That was an example. So move this here. Okay. I want it to snap on the face for now. You will see what I'm trying to do a little bit later. Okay. So let's try to get the shape of the hand. Just look at your reference to guide you. To guide you. So it's roughly in the middle and it's coming from here. Okay. And I think from the front, okay, let's just say something like this. Okay, good. Now disable snapping. A to select everything. A, and then to push it away instead of scaling it. If you scale it, it acts really, but to push it away, press Alt S. It pushes it away from the geometry, and you see, it's floating outside now. Let's just let it rest on the body. Take this and E to extrude it on the x-axis into the body. Ooh, that looks weird. Now let's or Control A to scale it down a little bit because it's the arms. So scale it down a little and bring this down. Maybe Alt S increase the Control A to increase the fatness of the hands. Okay, add one loop cut here. This is too forward, so push it down. Okay, maybe just keep tweaking it. This part, it's all about tweaking. So just move this to the body slightly. Okay, maybe okay. Let me add the mirror so we can see the second hand and into. Okay, that doesn't look so bad actually. Let me move this backwards. Okay, Control A, scale down these hands slightly. And I don't like that it has too much shoulder here, so push this in. That this looks kind of weird. Shoulder is raised, so bring the shoulder down. Okay, we can still adjust it later, but for now, let's just stick with this. Now for the hands, we are just going to give him a very cute ball like hand. So enter edit mode, and I want to create the object directly on this. So while this is selected, you want to move the cursor onto it. So Shift S, and then cursor to selected. Now when I create the new object, you can use a sphere again, but I'm going to use a cube. So create the cube. Let me scale it down a little, and then I'm going to give it two subdivisions. Let me scale it up a little bit and shade smooth. Now we have the cute, and maybe increase this to 3, and then add a mirror modifier. Oh, okay. This is an example of why the mirror modifier is not working on the immediately. So what you do now is just use the method I showed you. But for now, I'm just going to allow transforms. The jumps. That looks weird. Let me just scale this up and move it down slightly. Okay, scale it down a little bit. Maybe. Okay, maybe move this backwards. I'm going to end up tweaking this thing a lot. If it takes too long, in the final video, I'll just probably edit out the long bits so it doesn't bore anybody, but just try and fix it. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is too jagged, so move this back. Okay, let's try to get the flow right. Flow isn't bad. Just move this. Okay. Okay. I don't think that's too bad. Okay. Finally, let's try to create okay, not finally, but let's create the backpack holder thing. So I'm going to steal geometry from this so that I have all the modifiers when I duplicate this. So duplicate this, right? P to separate, so it's its own mesh. There's it, there it is. So bring it outside. Control A to reduce the scale, and then let's use the snapping again. So for now, let's snap from here. Okay, just extrude E to extrude E, E, and it's going to hide this too. So we're going to E, 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 and E. Okay, no, that doesn't look so bad. Actually, that doesn't look bad. Okay, so okay, see it's lying on top of it. Or we always want it to float. So Control A, first adjust the thickness, and then Alt S. Now it's lying on top of the object. Very, very good. This is very good. This is so good. So okay, this is good. This is good. Okay. Let's try to clean this up. Now, now. In the image, this part seems like it's slightly bigger. So from here, let's just and with proportional editing, Control A. Control A, and then increase the this size. Okay. And then here, Alt S, Control A, rather. I keep forgetting. And we have this. Ah, that doesn't look so bad. So here we can snapping is turned off. So G to move it. And then we can extrude two faces from it. Feel me? Two faces. And then Control A to scale it down. Control A to scale it down. And we created this little scale it down. So I don't know. This little thing. Maybe just pull this back so it looks better. Let's adjust this and I mean Control A doesn't look bad at all. So for this, just extrude it and make it hide inside the object. Maybe bring this up. Control A to scale it down. Okay, and then yeah, just you just have to make it look good. Make sure it's not too raggedy or something. So okay, Alt S just moves it. Yeah. Now Alt H to hide everything. Ah, that doesn't look so bad. So let's look at it from here. Okay, it doesn't look so bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Now let me just increase this. Control A, the entire size. This part, Control A. Okay, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Because I am actually. And now let's move the whole thing upwards. So G, select everything G A, move it upwards. Okay, that doesn't look bad at all. For this, let me move this forward. So G Y. So the legs they look better. Let me just move this down. Good. This is very good. Now to return the cursor back to the world origin, just press Shift S and then choose cursor to world origin. Or and just press Shift C. It snaps. Now let's create the simple ground for it. So let's use circle, right? F to fill. Select everything and press F. Scale it up. Control to apply scale because we scaled in object mode, right? And There we go. I think we're almost done. And we are just how many minutes into the tutorial. Try to keep it informative and fast. But yeah, let's try to create like I mean I think this is fine. Now let's try to sit with some fake shadows and fake highlights. So what I like to do is go change this to workbench, come to the rendered view, this workbench, and I like to turn on the shadow. So pump this up into that looks good. That looks looks good. Now give it some cavity, change this to bolt, give it some ridge. You see the highlights are on the edge, looks good. And some valley over here. Then look at that ambient occlusion. It looks good. And maybe a little bit of ridge too. I don't like too much because it's giving it these weird lines. But yeah, just a little bit. Add some more ridge for this. More shadow. Some outline. You can't really see, but you see it's there, but you can't really see it. And let me just change this to matte cap and let me pick this. I like this. And look at this. This is what we created. It looks good even without us spending too much time on it. So for now the modeling is done. I still want to add a little bit of grass later, but I think I'll prefer to do that um after we have started a little bit of tone shading. So the modeling part is done and I'll see you guys in the tone shading part. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I missed anything, and yeah, that's fine. Thank you guys. See you in the next part.